Okay, so this is what I look like before I film this video. Please stay tuned to see what I look like in the end. Hello guys, today we are finally doing this meal prepping video. This is some of the produce that I'm working with. Stay tuned. I didn't end up using all of it though. So first we're going to go ahead and slice up these red skin potatoes. I leave the skin on because I kind of like it. Went ahead and washed those and got those boiling. Something that's like first things first. The most important part about meal prepping is multitasking. So you're going to see me go back and forth between a lot of clips. But just try to keep track. And if you have questions, just let me know down in the comments. But first things first, we're going to chop up all our vegetables. I don't know why I do vegetables first. I just do. We're just going to, this is a squash that I'm cutting up. I don't like the ends, so that's what you see me like cutting off and then going. And I like to just cut them in half and then go. You can cut them however you like. This is just how I like to cut them. And also, let's just go ahead and get this disclaimer out there. I am in no way, shape, or form a chef or culinary artist. I'm just a person trying to make food, and this is how I make it. Same for the broccoli. I like to cut the butt off. I don't know if it's actually called the butt, but that's what we calling it. And then once I cut that off, I feel like the broccoli pieces just break apart. And then if I have any like longer stems, I'll cut the ends off. So in this next clip, you're going to see me go ahead and wash up the vegetables, spray a little bit of Pam in the pan, and then go ahead and throw those in there. Another thing you're going to see me do throughout the So once I get the veggies all washed, I'll go over here and stir my potatoes, add a little bit of Pam to the pan so I can go ahead and dump those veggies in there. And then I'll get started on my rice. I'm going to take this small pot, add 2 cups of water, and a little bit of salt. Once that water comes to a boil, I'll reduce the heat to a medium level for about 5 minutes, stir the rice, and then turn it on low and let it finish cooking. Now I'm going to dump a little bit of bacon bits, minced garlic, and then some onion into that pan. This gives me like a little bit of flavor to my vegetables. So like I always do them like this. This minced garlic you can get at Walmart or any grocery store. It's way easier than chopping that garlic yourself. And I feel like the minced garlic gives you a better flavor power than just using regular garlic powder or garlic salt. And then you see, like, this is where the multitasking comes in. So while I'm waiting for the water to come to a boil, I'm going ahead and creating my flavor base for my vegetables. That's the most important part of meal prepping, being able to double dutch. So you see I have everything going there, and by the time I finish, the water came to an exact boil. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it down like I said earlier and add the rice. I got everything going. I really didn't get a really good angle on this, but I'm going to go ahead and make my sauce for my salmon using this Lawry's marinade and this Heinz barbecue sauce. I'm just going to mix those two together in a pan and bring them to a boil. Alright, so now that we got everything good, we're going to give it a good stir and then move over to our salmon. I just have these salmon fillets that I got from Walmart, and these are the only seasonings that I'm using because basically I feel like the sauce does most of the work, but the absolute necessary seasoning is the Obey. If you eat fish without using Obey seasoning, like I'm just convinced it's nasty. I don't I don't know no other way to do it. And I may seem like I'm being a little heavy handed, but that's because I wanted to so most of the seasoning is gonna rub off on the in the bottom of the pan anyway. So if you go too light, it's gonna heavy handed, but just take that into consideration. And then I'm just gonna add a few slices of butter on here, so it makes like a nice juice at the bottom because you don't want it to stick. And then I'll add a little bit of water to the bottom of the pan as well. And then cover it with some foil and let it bake on 350 for 20 minutes. So now that we have that popped in the oven, we're going to go back and double check our vegetables. And I feel like the onions I like my bacon bits to be kind of crispy throughout them. So now that I've got them to the desired texture that I prefer, I'm going to go ahead and dump the vegetables in here. Don't really worry about if they don't fit. Mine, I ended up having to switch a pot, but they go down, they shrink as they cook. So if it doesn't all fit, don't be pressed or think you're doing something wrong. I'm going to add a little bit of water to them so they begin to steam, and we'll move on to the next step. So, pro tip, you'll see me move this small pot from the back eye to the center of the stove. Because now that I have my oven on, the middle of my stove will be like warm for a while. So now that sauce is like pretty much just sitting on a simmer, there's no need for me to let that occupy eye. I can just let it stay warm in the middle of the stove and then move the potatoes back and free up an eye. Because I mean, we're cooking more than one item, so we need all the stove space that we can afford to have, you know? So now we're going to go ahead and do this meat. I picked up this stir fry steak meat that my mama told me to try, and it's definitely canceled, and I definitely will not do it again. I'm going to drop some of this garden vegetable seasoning by McCormick in on these vegetables, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, while I'm waiting for the steak meat to brown. Y'all, what I usually do is buy a steak and then have we'll go to the, what is it called, the meat section, and have them slice it. But mama said try buying the already packaged stir fry meat. It is not as good, and I will never do it again, like ever. But it's okay. So you guys did see the transfer the vegetables to the larger pot. And again, double dutch, we're going to go ahead and set up our Tupperwares. The big ones are for my husband, little ones are for me because I actually don't eat that much during the day at work. So while we have everything simmering, I'm going to go ahead and start plating things up. Pro tip: as you empty out your pots, add a little bit of water to the bottom of these jokers, so when it's time to go back and wash dishes, you're not doing extra work scraping the stuff. You can just wipe them and go. And I know y'all see these stickers on this drawer. I honestly didn't notice they was there until just now, but I mean, I have a toddler, so my life, whatever. So these vegetables were actually done at this point. I didn't pull them off at this point, but I should have. Now we're going to take a little bit of the juice off the salmon and pour it off. Dump the sauce that we made over it and put it back in the oven for a few minutes. Now we'll start on our chicken. Wow, guys, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm going fast, but this video would have been so long if I hadn't chopped it up. So this chicken was seasoned with the Montreal Chicken McCormick seasoning. I don't know if y'all noticed, but McCormick is like my go-to for seasoning. But I also add a little bit of salt, pepper, and some Lawry's garlic powder. And if I'm saying something wrong, just forgive me. I'm country, okay? I might be butchering and stuff. So we're going to continue to let this simmer and cook, stirring occasionally to make sure all of it's cooked thoroughly. Also, I'm going to go ahead and stab it a little bit with a fork so that the meat is nice and tender. And so when I go by, I cook everything for 5 minutes less than I normally would when I'm meal prepping, because when you put stuff in the microwave, you're cooking it again, like you're nuking it. And if you cook it too well the first time, it'll be really dry when you go to eat it. Girl, look at this salmon, girl. Barbecue lemon pepper glazed salmon. Okay. Chicken. Boom. We coming together. We almost done, y'all. Tough it out. We almost to the end of the video. If you still watching, bear with me. We're just going to go ahead and plate this stuff up. And remember when I said I could have been took those vegetables off earlier, but I was too busy trying to move the camera around? They did come out a little overdone. My husband actually prefers them that way, so it's not that big of a deal. Now, I am going to tell you, don't overcook your vegetables like this, okay? Because at this point, they're not even nourishing anymore. They're supposed to have a little bit of crunch to them. But my husband likes them soggy or overcooked, so it's okay. So I'm almost done, and while I'm waiting on everything else to finish up, I'm going to do the most important part of meal prepping. Dishes, girl, just go ahead and load them. Just while you waiting on everything to be done, because if you wait till you get all the way to the end, and so you're going to go back and do dishes, you lying, sis. And them dishes going to be still sitting there the next day, okay? And before y'all say, wow, she got a bunch of stuff on the counter, duh, I'm cooking. Mind your business, okay? And there you guys have it. That's pretty much it. Everything's done. And we have it all plated up. Now all we have to do is put the lids on everything and put it in the refrigerator. And I really hope y'all enjoyed it, because this video literally killed me. It took every last breath out of my body. I'm tired, and I will never record another meal prep video ever again. Until next time.